Yo.
Could you turn your camera? We have a little bit of TYSO magic here.
Am I getting cut? My head getting cut off?
Of course.
On that reference? Okay, wait.
But it doesn't matter because it's cut off on the TV. All right, Eric, do you mind if I bring you over to my chair real quick?
Sure, Rick.
Oh, that's a lot better.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. I have my little goblin here to offer you a drink. Would you like something?
Sure. But my question though is like real quick is, do you want me to look at my camera?
As far as the eye line is concerned,
because I'm looking directly at camera.
I would like your eye line to be looking slightly to your right.
Okay, well that's perfect. Because then it's like I'll just look at your. I'm looking at your thing right there.
I'm gonna have my little goblin walk by with a waiter's outfit and take your order.
Oh God! All right, well.
All right, he's gonna walk up.
Okay.
He's gonna walk up to you now. Give him a high five.
From where?
I don't know. I don't know how any of
Does
this
it matter?
I don't know
Like,
how any of this is gonna be
gonna-
possible, dude.
Yeah, I'll do 2 high fives. One this way, one that way. So there you go.
Okay.
Oh, but I should look. Oh, hey. Oh, wow.
Here, hold out your hand. He'll fly onto it.
Oh God.
Act like you just took a shit on your hand and wipe it off.
What are we doing, Rick?
And action.
Ew! Ew!
That's gonna cost me $400.
Oh my God.
All right. So I guess we're good to get started now, huh?
I guess. I thought we were starting.
Yeah. Well, theme song. Oops, that was your theme song. And
Scoop blabbity blue, scoop dee. Oh yeah!
oh man, how have you been feeling doing all these satellite podcasts? You've been putting in work.
It's fine. You know, it's fine. I have it down to a science where it's like I'm getting a good recording. I'm getting in a good conversation,
Yeah.
and it just is what it is. It's just like, you know, when I finish with it, I'm like, ugh, is this what the world's gonna be like for a little while? You know, like, is anyone ever gonna be back here and sitting in my little office? I mean, I just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to go with the times because I have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. Part of it feels a little sad to me that we're doing it because we have to. You know, it's like a new feeling. I feel like it's homework more than it is a fun project that is weekly.
Right. I feel like yeah. This feels like literally my job right now. Like where that's it. Like this is like, wow, this is my source of income. This is my work, and I'm like, ugh, this is supposed to be an extra thing to help support my other stuff. You know what I mean? But it's like it. You know, again, it is what it is. So I mean, I don't know. You know, who knows? Maybe like in a month. You know, they'll be like, oh, man, 2 shots of NyQuil with vitamin C and some crushed up garlic and Corona's gone or something.
But after
you know what I mean?
some crushed up garlic and 2 shots of NyQuil, the guests are going to be stinky and boring.
I'm just saying there's got to be something. I mean, I saw this funny post about it said, you know, soap and hand sanitizer can kill Corona and we don't have a cure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's just like I know that there's more complicated science that it has to do with when something enters your body and all that kind of stuff. But just your common sense mind, you go, yeah, what's going on?
You know, Eric,
You know
if
what I
you
mean?
were here in the living room with me, and you know, it's tough to do a lot of these fun editing bits that I love to do when we're not in the same room together. But that's when I would pitch to you, all right, when we're done, we got to do a pickup of us doing a commercial where you're drinking soap to get rid of the, you know what I mean?
Right, I know. Just drink hand sanitizer from the bottle. You know what I mean?
You had a Passover Seder with your girlfriend, and you guys did it via Zoom. Was that your first Seder?
I think so, because I'm trying to think of what was going on the year before. I don't know if like when we've been together, if I don't think I went to like any sort of like any religious holiday stuff except for a bar mitzvah. I did go to I went to a bar mitzvah.
What are you calling it?
Interesting. The girl one, the bar mitzvah. Isn't it a bar
spell
mitzvah and a I have no idea how to fucking spell
what you're
it.
saying is
A bad mitzvah
what you're
or a
saying
bar
is when
mitzvah
a
or a
sheep
boo
has a
mitzvah.
bar mitzvah. You're calling it a bat mitzvah. It's a bot mitzvah with a girl. Yeah, so...
Oh, bat mitzvah. Gotcha. Anyways, I went to one of those, and so that was like, I was a little surprised at everything that was going on at that, you know. In terms of like, you think about other religious ceremonies I've been to and other denominations, you know, Christian, Methodist, and these kind of things I've been to. That one was like, I was like, oh, wow. I didn't realize Jews sang so much. Like, they sing more than a gospel church.
Jews,
You know what I mean?
Well, gospel's church sangs, and we sing. It's a difference between a and a bat mitzvah.
Well, the guy that was there, I mean, I just kind of felt like he was, you know, like a failed singer, and this is what he went into.
Yeah.
You know, so it was interesting. And then this thing was, anyways, so yeah, we had this like weird Zoom call with like 7 or 8 of her family members, and it just was the most hilarious technical difficulties setup process for the first like 15, 20 minutes of the thing that I just was sitting on my couch next to Rachel, just like, this is so freaking funny. I wish I would have recorded it.
I think I recorded mine. I'm not sure. I'll either cut to a clip of it or I'll cut to a rug commercial. Give me 1 sec. If you're looking for just the right flooring, you need choices. And at Marshall Carpet One, you'll certainly find them. Either way, that was
whatever that was.
Special.
I don't know what it was, but
also
but you can only record if everybody allows it. So you probably didn't get a recording of it.
Oh,
so that's why you showed what you just
yeah. That's
showed.
why that's Marshall Rug Gallery. You guys use promo code boobs. Incidentally, you know who I
Marshall
could have
Rug
as a
Gallery.
guest, and now that you have gone through a Passover Seder, you may understand this reference. Because I can't have anyone here, I have a chair that is set for Elijah. Everybody, please welcome. Take your shoes off.
Oh, my
First
God.
time visitor. I couldn't have stumbled over that introduction more. Elijah. All right.
Ugh, I can't believe you're still snapping in quarantine snaps,
Dude, I'm
you don't feel the same, man. You don't look the same. You don't feel the same.
I had 2 shots of
I think
NyQuil
that
and some
this-
garlic.
That this is taken away from what the whole process is. I feel like it sucks.
When I order food delivered and they text me that they're here, instead of buzzing, every now and then I accidentally go like this, and then I realize nothing happens. And then I have to go up and I say, leave it outside!
Yeah. Oh, I went to Whole Foods yesterday. It's a whole thing, you know, just wearing the mask and the, you know,
Erik,
and then it's like, you know, you're just nervous around everyone. You know, everyone's got weird feelings.
the
you know?
reason,
And then
the
like,
way
what-
you
ahead.
feel going into Whole Foods is how I felt my entire life. And
I get it.
my
I get it.
mask was doing bits. You know what I mean?
Right. So you were smothering yourself.
Well, like I'm uncomfortable. I don't want to touch anything. I don't want them to touch me. So
Yeah.
the way I protect myself was putting up this like, and then then I ended up accidentally making a living out of it.
Yeah, sort of. But you know, the thing is, cut to one of your stand-up clips.
I know how to dirty talk. I used to be real insecure. Girl would say, talk dirty. I would say, like, take it. Take this stick. She didn't believe me. I didn't believe me. I've noticed there's a difference between dirty talk when you're with an African-American woman, black girl, and you're with a white woman, or just an American. White girls, man, you don't know how to take dirty talk. White girls, you're always like, oh, I have a little I'm the missionary, because I'm a white girl. Black girls, like they're in the asshole.
And we're back.
We just cut to a Bitcoin commercial.
Yeah. Oh, speaking, you know what's funny? I'm so glad you just said that, because of all the podcasts we've now done together, we have yet to talk about how you suckered me into getting involved in a shit.
Great. I'd love to hear this. We're about to hear
coin.
Erik's perspective on how I suckered him into something. Go ahead.
Yes, Z coin. Like here's the problem with it. Okay, let me tell you my big problem. You were adamant about, like, I believe in this and we have to get it now. And so you made me get it at 100, whatever it was. And then you didn't even get it right away. It was still months later before it was like, okay, now we're going to pool. And it was at that point, we were already losing. Like, we've lost so much money on that shit coin. That's what it should be called, shit coin.
Erik, because we needed a thousand of them, and you and I captured 70% of them, but we didn't get the other people. The other people didn't buy theirs in time, so I had to wait for everybody to get them. But yeah, man.
Yeah, well, I wish I wouldn't have bought when I did, because I mean that's all a loss. Yeah. At this point, we're never gonna make the money we want unless it goes up to the hundreds.
It will,
and it never will.
I guarantee it. In fact, I'm actually asking for another 10 grand right now.
Yeah.
But it all went down. It wasn't.
And this is what you did before.
No, man, you already invested deep in Bitcoin and Litecoin and Ethereum. I was just letting you know about some of the other coins that you could get master nodes for and collect dividends. And I will tell you this, if you kept it in Bitcoin, it would have gone just as far down, but you wouldn't have made dividends. Now, even though you lost most of the money, we probably made back over the past year and a half, I'd say $120.
But I know. And you're the only one kind of getting ahead on that because you're taking a percentage.
Getting ahead?
So,
no, Erik. It cost me
you're the only
Erik,
one getting
it cost
ahead.
me $17 a month to host this master node, and I'm making $4 a month.
Really?
So I've been losing over $10 a month on this. I've actually thought about bringing that up to you guys.
You know what? That makes me feel better.
Nobody knows what we're talking about. We don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah. We don't even know what we're talking about. It was just one of these, what is it called? What are they called? What kind of coins are they called? They're not Bitcoins.
Cryptocurrency.
They're called cryptocurrency. Yeah. So, yeah, Rick suckered me into some cryptocurrency. So we have this master.
That would be like I'm a stripper, and you asked for a lap dance, and I suckered you into a blowjob. Like you didn't want it.
Yeah.
We'll be right back with a word from Spearmint Rhino. And that's where if you were here, I would make us dress up in drag and make a Spearmint Rhino commercial,
I know. Or we actually would drive to Spearmint Rhino and try to guerrilla film, and they're like, get out of here. We're just running.
But I'll tell them, no, we're giving you a free ad if you just help us out with this spot. One of the bits I definitely wanted to do with you was one that we set up on my last episode on Riffin with Griffin, where we're both sitting in my living room, and I realized I don't know where my phone is. So we shot at your set, us, whoa.
Right.
And I wanted to do that here, but you're already at your place, so it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and I'm not even sitting
You're
in
not
the right
sitting in the right spot.
I mean,
you don't have a mustache. I do have a beard.
Yeah.
You couldn't find your shirt.
Well, I have a beard, too. I'm really grizzly right now. This is
But
crazy.
I would like to, just so it doesn't go to waste, hey, Erik,
So you're going to skip that part, right? Where you hide the phone that is clearly there?
I'll have the goblin cartoon been sitting on it so you can see.
The whole time,
Yeah,
just for
Here.
and people won't people won't know until this moment. They go, oh, that's why the goblin's there. He's hiding his phone.
All right, maybe I'll edit that out here. Oh, hey, buddy, have you seen my phone? Oh, fuck. Erik, I think I maybe left it at your place.
I don't know if you did.
Wait, I don't.
Oh, now we're doing that thing that we did. Oh, so you're snapping into the coverage.
Yeah, the coverage of the other one
one
where we tried three different versions of teleportation, small to big landings.
You know what? I don't know why we're not. Can I just cut in for a second?
Yeah.
What we really need to be doing is just doing like you know how like a show's been on for 8 years, and then they do an episode where it's like they're setting up remembering.
Yeah, I've already thought
episodes. Because we have like I've done yours how many times now?
This is
Twice?
number 3, and I've done yours twice.
So I've done yours, but I've done it twice before now. You've done mine twice. There's enough.
Yeah.
There's enough footage to be like, remember when? And then it's like,
Yeah. Erik, you know, the weather's pretty nice. It reminds me of that time back when we talked on Christmas when we had that snowball fight.
Ow, mother.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
That was a good time, but not as funny of a time of when I didn't have my phone, so we had to teleport into your place. You ready to see that, guys? So we're just coming out. Remember, guys, we're just coming from, we're at my place. I can't find my phone. We're looking for it.
And then the teleport is like, did we ever decide on which teleportation? landing was I think I had a poll on my podcast, which I didn't know what it was. I actually got to go to it.
Yeah,
to
find which one was best.
Which teleportation landing? Yeah, which teleportation landing was best?
Well, why don't we put up a poll here? Hey
was.
guys, we're going to show you 3 teleportation landings for us to use in the episode when Erik can actually come over. Erik, lead him into take number 1 with a snap.
Oh, but it's going to be from my episode, right?
Yeah. All right. You good to go?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
that
but
was one.
Should have gone out like earlier in the morning.
But you didn't let me say, Rick, have you found your phone? That was 2. Whoa!
Okay.
Rick, what are you doing?
Okay.
Erik,
that was 3.
I like the biggest one the best. Will you snap us back in for number 3 as if you just teleported there?
I'm still doing it.
All right, fine. You know
I
what?
haven't landed yet, Rick.
No, you got to do the.
No, but that's when I come back.
Yeah,
no, I'm
who
not
gives a
there.
fuck?
We already doing that landing there on screen. What are you
We
talking
should
about?
do a best of moments.
What I want to see, I want to go check. I want to go check the poll.
Erik, I'd like to do a best of moment where we take our however many episodes we've done at that point, where you and I are sitting on my couch and we're just wearing suits,
Right.
And we're just like talking about the good old days and all.
right. The good old days of the podcast. All right, here it is, right here. Let me just see if. Oh shoot, sorry. Let me see. So I had the Okay, so it was teleportation landing. The poll was small, medium, big. They all suck. I'll say medium.
What were the votes?
Big actually won with 69%.
I would
of the
imagine.
vote. Yeah.
Oh, all right, guys. Well, big it is.
That was take your shoes. And just for you, I took my shoes off. My shoes are off.
That was really cool of you, man.
Yeah, you're gonna have to find a way to do this where you're still yourself.
You're saying right now you could tell that I'm not myself? I've been having a really hard time, man.
I could tell you're not yourself. And what's going on? Why are you having a hard time?
I talked to you about this on the phone not too long ago, but my obsessive compulsive disorder comes and goes. Sometimes it's not really there, and sometimes I can't leave the house, right? And
right.
This past year I've been working on, especially since Betty and I started dating. We talked about when she's in LA, we're living together for, a month plus at a time. And I've never lived with somebody. So I've been trying to focus on Rick, the honey doesn't have to be facing label out. Like there's some things that are just irrational and I have to have some compromises and give up some of my things so other people could have their freedom. And I got to a point to where I was doing well, and now all of a sudden, all of these weird compulsions that I've been having, that I've been saying, Rick, you don't need to be doing, the CDC is saying, yes, you do need to be doing those. You don't go outside and go inside in the same clothes. Wash your hands a million times. Change all the locks. Blink a lot. Smile. Skip. Stutter. Do these little twitches. And I'm just...
I don't know if the CDC is.
I'm telling you, man. I'll send you an article.
Wash your hands. Yes.
But all of these things that are coming up, it's overwhelming for us, for people already. And
right.
my car lease expired, so I haven't gotten a new car yet, and I was in no rush. But now I don't have a car. I can't go get groceries really, so I get groceries delivered, which is cool. I'm glad that Amazon has been coming through for that. But then I have to sanitize every can of beans and wash every frozen bag of peas. and then still after I wash it, I then put it on the ground for 3 days. And then I have to clean the ground and clean the door. And it's just every time.
But when you do that anyway, even if you went to the store, you would bring that
I don't
food back
go
and
to the
clean
grocery.
it?
Oh, you mean during this quarantine time? Yeah. I'm just saying that
Yes.
I'm saying that it seems like I'm getting this stuff delivered to me, so all the conveniences are there. But no, whenever even when I order Postmates, I have to recook the food and handle the packaging right. It's like I'm ordering delivery just to cook it. I feel like when I get groceries, I'm farming them. I'm like pulling the carrots out and I'm soaping them up.
Yeah.
And then by the time I'm just fucking legitimately, I've showered 3 times in 3 weeks. I don't leave the house.
Well, the only reason why I've even showered is because
Yeah.
Rachel's here. So, I mean, I get you. I mean, I've been cooking myself, man. I've been cooking and doing a lot of stuff like that too. So
I
I
agree.
think we're all in the same boat. I mean, but I don't. I'm trying to figure out. Like, you would be this way anyway. I mean, don't you? When you get shit delivered, maybe you don't clean it the way you're cleaning it now, but you still have a certain.
I go to the grocery
whatever.
store. I get my can of beans. I put them with the beans.
Okay, I got you. So this is just like this extra step is why. But why is that making you so melancholy? Why is it making?
Listen, man. This is nice what we're doing here. This is connection as best as we could have it, but it's still not as nice as when you're here.
Yeah.
This is the only time I'm connecting with people is podcasting, right? And that, as we talked about earlier, that connection is kind of built in to work. Like, we're doing this so I could create a product, so I could edit it, so I could put it out. And it's like, it's not completely authentic. It's not, I'm having a good time. I want to be doing this. But yeah, it's not the same. And the groceries is just one of the many things. I'm just mentally exhausted. I've been going to bed at 7 a.m. I wake up at 3 p.m.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I when I went to the store yesterday, I was so exhausted by the whole experience that I was like, I spent more money than I probably should have just to make sure I don't got to go back to that motherfucker for a while, And it's just like, and then like, and I'm not trying to get into fights with my girl, but it's like we're in the grocery store and I feel the anxiety, and she wants to browse where like we're at Neiman Marcus. You know what I mean? And I'm like, let's look at the list. I said, okay, I'm like a Navy SEAL in this bitch, dude. Because I'm like, okay, carrots, got it, go, get it, And she's like, which one of these should I get? I'm like, hey, would you please get, what I mean? Like, we got to get out of here. You know what I mean? Because like, and then like you're standing in like an aisle, and then people are coming towards you with that look of like, excuse me, like, are you going to be here long? And I'm like, let's go, let's get out of here. You know what I mean? I want to get out. And then I have this mask on that's bugging me. I have it's fogging up my glasses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just, I was just like, oh God, please. Like, I don't want to live like this.
Is she not anxious at home? Is she treating everything like Neiman Marcus?
No. Other than like online shopping or like online window shopping. You know what I mean? But other than that, it's just, it's just like, she feels it. I mean, because like she's weird about other things. It's like I had a towel. Like, she was in the shower. She was like, "Oh, can you give me a towel?" So I grabbed the towel. It opened up. Now you are probably I know you're gonna agree with her. Okay, but the tip of the towel, it maybe grazed the toilet.
Good night.
Okay. I know. Good night. You would just fucking kill yourself. And the scene that she made about this towel, you know what I mean? Just like, oh my God. I was like, it didn't even, but I was like, okay. So
the
she's
towel
like that
is the
about
first
stuff.
thing that
know
you
what I mean?
touch
So,
once you are disinfected. That's how I feel like when my mom comes over. My mom doesn't like taking off her shoes. So if she comes over for a moment, like, just leave the shoes on. It's fine. I'll sweep up and I'll do whatever when you leave. But if she has to go to the bathroom, you got to take your shoes off. I call that my barefoot sanctuary. Because
I feel like she does that
my
to
mom doesn't wear
terrorize you.
socks and she likes her moccasins.
Oh God. Wow. that moment of silence is that's so telling for you. You're just like, if she wasn't my mother, I'd
My
kill
mom
her.
has done everything for me. If I have to let her keep on her moccasins, as long as it's not in my barefoot sanctuary, go for it.
Yeah, I'm dealing with my mom and her, the mom
Right.
dementia. It's just,
Is she by
it's
herself?
craziness, So it's like,
Where is she, in Spain?
No. No. They're here. They're here in
For how long?
California.
I thought they were in Europe.
But it's like, No, they were. Dude, we talked about this already. When this started to
I did not know
happen,
that.
they moved back. My stepfather, like, he called me. This happened in like last December. Like, the last time I saw my mom, when she was like, I would say herself, was December of last year, and man, it makes me sad because she was saying to me then, she was like, oh, I feel confused, but she was still saying things that were a little crazy, Like 3 months ago I saw your father, you know what I mean? And that was like, couldn't be possible, you know what I mean? So then I knew I was like, something's up. But then what happened was she fell down. She went out on her own in Spain and she fell down. And the people there are so nice that they helped her, and then they got Mike on the phone, and then she was never the same after that.
Mentally?
And then I read up on it, and that's the kind of thing. It does some kind of physical pain, physical thing that happens to people of that age. It can jumpstart the dementia even further. You know, if you were already on the line to get it,
did she hit her head or just the fall
could
in
really
general?
make it. Just the fall in general will do it. You know, and so anyways. So now, they're back. They've been back since then, but anyway, so she's like, she has this thing where she thinks her grandmother's alive, So like right now she's like, she keeps, oh, well, we're going to go see my grandma. So I got to tell her every day. I'm like, Ma, people have, I have to just go with it, you don't want to be around, people that age.
You're making your mom,
them sick,
you're allowing your mom to believe she's still around because you're going to have to keep telling her why go through the cycle of sadness.
Oh yeah, and it just makes her upset anyway. Let me tell you, at first I was trying to rationalize it. You're not supposed to do that. So now I just like let the shit go. But it was, yeah, I had to tell her like, and so now like now she's taking that on, and now she's like, today I was talking to her and she was like, yeah, my grandmother, I know how she is, so I'm trying to tell her don't go to the store. I'm like. It's bananas.
Erik, and I mean no disrespect. Maybe I've just watched a lot of cartoons as a kid. But have you thought about, with all of the green screen technology you have, of FaceTiming as your great grandma to talk to her?
Oh, brother, no. It's funny you say that. What I have thought about doing is because my mom said she wanted to get her grandmother a phone. So I was going to just give my mom my Google Voice number and tell her, okay, this is your grandma's phone. And every time I see my mom call, I'm just going to be like, hey, baby.
Is that how she talked?
No, I don't even know. I don't even remember how my grandma, you know what I mean? I don't even remember. So it's just, I wouldn't even know what to do. I would have to get some kind of grandma voice changer and act like I'm sick all the time. I'm not feeling well. You can't come over or something. Because like the hardest part is like this technology. Living with this technology and someone that has Alzheimer's dementia, it is a nightmare. It really is. Because they have access to things. They're on Facebook saying nonsense, man. And then you have the other people who are like, hey, what's going on? And then you have other people who think they understand.
What kind of thing does she post on Facebook?
Trying to say things to my... Oh, she'll post some crazy things on Facebook. Like I even have... before this happened, when they moved to Spain, they had there was this, Trump in office was like Trump got into office, and so my mom, she can't stand the guy, and, so she was like she would post about him, and the things she would say, like let me give you an example because I screenshot them. So my mom would post these kind of things. There's a picture of Michelle Obama and a picture of Melania Trump. And my mom writes, there's no way an uneducated ex-call girl, nice name for a whore, can outclass an educated, truly classy woman like Miss Obama, so stop your racist crap. This is the kind of stuff
that
she's
seems like what
posting.
people with not dementia are posting, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I understand, but like she got 8 followers. Who's this for? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, who's this for? But anyway, it's like, but it just was like, it was an obsession just constantly every single day. But she's also doesn't know where she is. So now she's putting up posts like, ooh, Spain is so lovely. You know what I mean? And it's like, you're not there. You're in California now. And then like,
how does
she's
it make you
confused
feel
about
when
where
you read
she
that?
is. I'm at a point now where I've accepted what it is, but at first it was hard. Like I just recently had a really tough moment because it was my birthday on March 12th, and this pandemic shit was starting to ramp up, and I was out in Tennessee, and I was like, oh man, like I was like nervous, and then like I was staying. I've already talked about this, but it doesn't matter. I was staying at they had a condo for this comedy club, right? I didn't want to stay in it. But I get into the condo, and it's next to a real hotel, which is connected to the club. But they have this condo in the back building. It's just craziness, right? But anyways, I'm in this condo, and I see a sign that says, "Comedians, please wash your own dishes." Bye. I spent my own money and checked into the hotel. Because I was like, you think I'm gonna trust some comic dishwashing? You know what I'm saying? like sorry. So I checked into the hotel. And
Eric, it's interesting that you trust
so
you trust less the comics doing dishwashing than you trust an actual toilet seat.
No, dude, the towel barely. It was nothing. It was so fast.
Do me a favor, when this is over, film a reenactment of it, and we'll put it right here. For the idiots out there that don't know what Bitcoin is, I advise you put on a hat and get out of your bubble because it's the future, baby. That was good. I started investing in a cryptocurrency early 2016, and for better or worse, I have almost all of my money invested into it. I have to admit, I've spent a lot of time on it. There is a very large learning curve. But did you know that Bitcoin ATMs are the preferred way to purchase Bitcoin with cash? Excuse me. Now that we're talking about cash, I could avoid the anonymity issues and I could reveal my real face. Ooh, I like that transition. TheCoinBros.com have Bitcoin ATMs all throughout the country and offer instant buys with 24-hour customer service through email or phone. At TheCoinBros.com, you could purchase Bitcoin as well as other cryptocurrencies. Buying Bitcoin doesn't have to be intimidating. The Coin Bros Bitcoin ATMs are here to help.
I know. This is what happened. I should actually do that with my cell phone and just be like, okay, this is what I was here. She was in there. It was like this. But anyways, what I'm getting to, though, is that I had a moment because my mom, she didn't remember my birthday,
Never happened.
And that was something that, that was a thing. Every year she would call me. She would sing happy birthday. She would tell me stories, even if she would repeat herself in the last 2 or 3 years because she was repeating herself, But she still was there herself. Now she didn't even know, And I said to her, I was like, "Hey, Ma, yeah, it's my birthday today." And she was like, "Oh yeah," And then she sung me happy birthday. So I know that it's there, but still, it was like a first moment of being like,
When did
my
she
mom's
fall?
not ever going to be the same, This was last December.
Oh, so
not this December, 2 Decembers ago.
And
Yes,
how long
2018.
has she had dementia?
Well, I probably.
I
before
thought
that,
before that
It was
she
probably
did. I thought you knew she did before that. You're saying the fall was what actually started it, not what
No,
made
the
you
fall
notice.
is what made it. No, the fall. What's the word? It made it go faster. You know what I mean?
But
it
before-
brought it.
but before the fall.
it brought it full on. Before the fall, she was.
And did you notice?
forgetting
So you
things
noticed
and
you noticed
repeating
something was
herself.
going on.
Yes, we noticed that. Yeah, we noticed something was going on.
But there was no diagnosis
But
yet.
it was like, okay, maybe it's just old age. Yes, no
Gotcha.
diagnosis.
So it's been a year and a
Yes, it
half
was
almost
so
now.
Yeah. And so we got the final diagnosis, and it was mild
How old is
dementia. But mild is enough. She's 78. So mild is enough that it would be like, it's like, like she would, if she decides, oh, I'm going to go walk to my grandma's house, she'd get lost. You know what I mean? So, and it was tough at first because I would take her in the car because we'd get into fights. I'm trying to explain to her. I said, Mom, and you just can't do these kinds of things. But this is what I was doing. But I learned you can't do it.
How did you learn, Eric?
She's from, just because it doesn't help. Like, I learned that I have to just go with whatever she says or she's going to be unhappy. Like, she visibly is trying to figure out what the hell I'm talking about, and it makes her unhappy. So there's no point in doing that. Because even if you try to do subtle things like her grandmother's house was in Belize. She thinks her grandmother's house is down the street. So I'm saying to her, so I go, oh, she goes, yeah, grandma's house. Oh, I see it. Grandma's house is right down the street. And then I'll say something like, this is what I said before. I'd be like, well, yeah, I didn't know that was right next to
Like
California.
being a smartass.
Not even being a smartass, trying to just be like, maybe she'll get it. I say, oh, so Belize is across the street. Like that. Like, not even like being a smartass, just kind of being like, oh, that's interesting. It's interesting that California and Belize are so close, And then I hear her brain working. I hear
And
it.
then is she getting confused, mad at you, frustrated? Because
Yeah,
you're not
she gets
understanding her,
frustrated.
or because she's not
Like, at
understanding.
Yeah. Because one, our parents, they're stubborn. So she's stubborn. So imagine adding stubborn with dementia. It's craziness, you know? So like she would be like, I'd say like we would fight at first. When she first got back here, it was a lot of fighting. Cause I'd be like, your grandma don't live around here, Ma. She's nowhere around here. All right. You're in California now, and she's like, yes, I know her grandma. And she'd be, take me in the car. Then I say, okay, go, let's go. Come on, let's get in the car, And then she's just in the car going, make a right, make a left, make a right, make a left, make a right. And then she's just like, and then she just take me home. Just
so
take me
you
back.
let her
I'm
lead
tired,
to prove to her that there's nowhere she's going to find, but that didn't solve anything anyway.
Right, and that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Nothing works, man. And the people that have dealt with dementia that are listening to this, they understand now. I understand it does not work. Like our rational brain, you have to let go of all that because she'll still find a way. Because she'll be in the car going like, I need to find the river. And I'm like, there ain't no fucking river around here. You know what I mean? But so that's the excuse now. We can't find the river, so I can't find grandma's house. You know what I mean? So it's just like, and the tough part was like going to the doctor with her. And when you go to the doctor with someone with dementia, the first time you go, I say to the doctor, I go, well, you want me just to talk about this? She's right here, and he's like, well, that's what we have to do. We have to just talk about it, And I could tell that she knew something was up because we were at the doctor for her. You know what I mean? So she knew. And so I say to the doctor, I go, okay, well, my mom she doesn't know. She thinks her grandmother's alive. My mom's 78. Her grandmother would be 150. She doesn't understand that. And she thinks she doesn't know where she is. And she just was like, what? And then they did these like exams. This was technically the first time that I was like, ooh, this is hard for me, but it didn't really hit in till this year with my birthday. But they have to do these like cognitive tests, and she couldn't do it. Like she was not doing it right.
What are some of the tests? Like,
and you're watching
drawing a 3D square?
Like draw a clock,
right,
and make the time.
So remember where the numbers are and to know how the
45.
hour and minute hands go.
Yeah. So the funny part is like she drew the clock, she did the numbers, and she was like, "Oh, they're too close." So then she did it again, and then at 11, she wrote it 11:45. Like make it 15 past 11. It was something like that too. Like not even like 11:45. It was like 15 past 11. So she wrote 11:15 like a digital clock. You know what I'm saying? On the thing. So I was like, oh man. And it was like, and then like, asking questions that she didn't like, what does a bicycle and a train
What would you
have in common?
you being not having dementia, how would you answer that?
Oh, there's so many different things. They both have wheels. They both are modes of transportation.
Right.
They both have gears. I mean, there's just a lot of
You
things.
couldn't think of anything.
Yeah, she didn't know what year it was. She didn't know where she was. And the funny thing about it is she'll laugh about it. Like I'll say, she'll go, she knows we know something's up with her, and she knows something's up with her because she'll order like weird pills from the internet about weird like fake memory pills. She sneak orders them, and I get mad at my stepfather. Like, why the hell did you give her the credit card? You know what I mean? But he has to deal with it on a daily basis, so I got to let him do what he has to do. When she'll get fussy, when
the doctor asks, what does a train and a bike have in common? Does she sit there and think and say, I don't know, or does she say something that they don't have in common, like they're both blue?
Yeah, she's trying to figure it out. Like you could see her really thinking about it.
Because you're seeing your mom struggle.
That's the hard part. You see what I'm saying? It's not like even saying, yeah. Struggle with something that I know this person doesn't struggle with these kinds of things, memory things too. So he would say like 3 things and like, okay, please remember these 3 things. And then like do another activity and then go back to that and be like, okay, so can you tell me one of those things you were supposed to remember? Nothing. But then other tests were like say as many words that start with the letter F, and she F, and just any letter, it doesn't matter. But this was letter F, and then just name, and then she said a bunch of things. So it was like, okay, so that one she was okay with, but there's other things, So it's just like, in talking to her is hard because she just repeats herself over and over and over.
Do you think she would listen to this episode?
No. She may or may not. I mean, I stopped worrying about it. Mm-hmm. Like I talk about it on stage, And the one time I was worried about it is because they live in Oxnard, and I was working at Oxnard Levity Live, and and the shows are late, so I didn't think they were going to come, and they told me they weren't going to come. So a few shows I was talking about it. So then there was one show I did. I just happened to not talk about it during that show. When I got off stage, they were in the crowd, and I was so mad
For
at my
not telling
stepfather.
you.
Like, I was so mad. You know?
Right.
Yeah. Because I don't want to be, you know what I mean? I would have been on stage, like, talking about this. I wasn't ready to reveal my material to my mother that way. You know, I am talking about it, and she's going to see it eventually. And,
How do you deal with that stuff? How do you deal about that stuff if it's about something else, not your mom, your girlfriend, for example? You know, are there ever times where you feel like, you know, my question is, do you ever feel like I'm ready to talk about this to an audience, but I'm not ready to talk about this to somebody close in my life?
That's interesting because I've heard some other comics talk about this. Like, for instance, I heard Seinfeld say that he never talks about his wife on stage, and I get it because my girl is so sensitive and, you know, just I don't like that. Don't talk about that. Like, I have to be very particular about what I talk about and reveal. But check this out. I'm so glad you asked me that question because, like, even when I talk about things on podcasts, she doesn't like it. But what I realized after talking to her, she just wants me to ask
each
permission.
time, or
yeah, like if I say to her, so now I go, if something happens, I'll go, can I talk about that on stage? Can I talk about this on a podcast?
She has control over her story as
like,
well. Yeah.
Yes, her story, her narrative,
Yeah.
whatever it is. So then I can respect that. So, like, you know, like with talking about my mom, I'm doing that for me. It's how I deal with it. It's how I heal from it. And I appreciate how people come up to me after the show and they literally are like, man, my so-and-so had this. It was so heart-wrenching, and it was really nice to laugh about this for once, you know? You know, I've done that material, and I've seen people in tears in the crowd while I'm doing my act. And they're crying and laughing and crying and laughing, you know? So at first I thought maybe I shouldn't do this because someone's crying. But then I thought the performer and like in me and the, you know,
getting an emotional reaction from your
there's
audience.
Part of me, yes. Getting that sort of like visceral emotional reaction from the crowd is like a high. I really was getting off on it.
I've been getting my audience
really
to cry for
something.
8 years now.
That's because they're thinking about the money.
Yeah, you know,
they
it was
wasted on your ticket.
self-deprecating. I wasn't thinking that. I don't think they're crying over $20.
I know, like people are paying for that.
Even when I said $20, I was like kind of manipulating the people listening to this podcast to think that most of my shows people are paying to go to. Yeah, I still have to buy 2 drinks to perform.
No, but it's like, you know, it's a thing. I mean, like, are you ready to just talk about Betty? Because she already knows that you're just a quirky with all your little quirks anyway. So, like, you know, I've said to you, I mean, you need to have an OCD special. I mean, I really think that you should do a special with the whole audience has OCD, and it's just you talking about it. And then, of course, there's like the beginning filming of just filming the crowd preparing for the show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It'll just look like what it's like now in quarantine. That's what I'm saying. People with OCD, this is what it's always like. You know, I don't know if you saw my Insta story the other day, but I was on my balcony. Somebody came over to drop something off. Somebody that lives nearby was walking by, and there ended up being a few people outside. And I was doing stand-up, right? And I was just doing like bullshit, fake, you know, sound bites. What's wrong with Trump? Who's the heroes? Blah blah blah. But it was like really high energy and fun, and it made me want to like do a special, but it would really just be a podcast episode that's live from my balcony. And I would have the audience, you know, like 10 people on the street with, you know, 6 feet apart, wearing gloves and masks. And I would have this mic.
No, it had to be like sorry. It would have to be. You have to wait to do the jokes because you have to wait for people to walk by.
What I thought was so it could actually be something that I could perform and not just have it just wait until this or that happens. I thought I'd have a few people outside there that I could be talking to, and then as joggers or dog walkers or people come by, I try to bring them over like a street performer. And then I got excited about
Right.
the idea and thought how to do a best,
never
and then
know.
it became really just a lot. Like I was thinking, all right, I need to have a handheld on my balcony and a handheld on the audience. I need to have 3 cameras outside. I want
it's
to
too
put
much. You
big
over-
red
you-
curtains out on my balcony. I want to get lights. I'm still thinking about it.
So you were
I would just call it
overproducing
producing. And then I was thinking I could have
Yeah, you were overproducing this. You were overproducing my camera
Yeah, but
angles.
otherwise
and
it would have
what
looked like
camera I
this.
should use and the sound.
Look how
and it's
trash
like,
this is.
Jesus. Oh, so now
I'll do it.
God, so now I have to record.
But
I should just, no, I really should go down to my couch.
yeah, you should look
and
like this.
take a
You just
quick-
be in the shower. What are you doing? There's gonna be so many pickup shots I'm gonna ask of you. So I was telling this idea to Joe Coy on the phone, and he loved it, which got me like yeah, this is a great idea. I was just stoned. I just recorded an episode with my dad and cousin Teddy, and we normally get high and just have the best time. Some of my favorite episodes are with them. But when we did it here, none of us are in the same room. We're all getting high to our phones. And wait, no, go ahead. Well, no, sorry. And it was just like, oh, this is the worst. It was so hard to do. So then I'm high after, and I come up with this stand-up special idea. But I was thinking, that I would have
it'll be
a
special.
host open it up. And you know how before specials, everyone does like their little sketch, like, oh, I'm late for the show, and they get in the shower and then they drive to the thing, and then they make it just in time, and as if they just walked on from the street, you know. But I would do my version of that where I'm just on the couch masturbating and eating and crying and watching Ozark. And then I realize there's an audience coming out on the balcony who could see me. And then I go out and I put my laptop up and have like Joe Coy or you or somebody do like the warm up for 10 minutes. But the audience wouldn't be able to hear them because it's just the speakers from the laptop, you know? So you just hear cars driving by and wind, and I would jump cut it.
This just sounds like an episode of. This sounds like an episode of a show. Mm-hmm. Of a comic trying to.
I wrote another one.
Still be a
I
comic
did
during
one. I
quarantine.
have this one that I'm gonna, if we end up doing, with Santino, where every year for the past 10 years, Santino and I have had a sleepover in April for a week. Kind of like in Wedding Crashers. No, not really, but you know that's the subtext. And we're not going to let this stop us. So we end up doing a week, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in one episode where we're in our pajamas and we're doing sleepovers, and he's building a tent in his living room, and I have a fort in mine. And then I wrote this and the stand-up special the other night, and I realized these aren't podcasts. I'm writing short films. You know, like. If this is difficult to edit, why am I taking on this? And also, I have nobody to film this for me.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to set up cameras around my house like I'm in Big Brother or whatever the fucking shows are.
And then like yelling at yourself like that camera's too high. And you're like, oh shit, I gotta do it.
It starts off being this short film about one thing, and then it ends up becoming a documentary about losing your mind. Just, you know, costume changes and snapping and losing my mind because I have to keep cleaning a can of beans, and it actually is super dark if I put a good filter and music under it, you know?
You should just film that anyway in black and you should just film that in black and white. You should do like a Charlie Chaplin like thing. You do it in black and white and sort of stop and start motion.
Yeah, I'll
sort
just
of thing.
film it over
Like
FaceTime.
choppy 20s, whatever. Where like where you're, I know, but do it like where you're getting the groceries from the person and everything that has to
you know,
happen.
I'll tell you something that
you're
it
doing. That'd be
really
like
is
some sort of,
oddly
like,
challenging for me when these groceries come. It's just a mindset I have to figure out. But I guess it's for the art, you know, like if I had like, you know how sometimes things are embarrassing, but you could do it on stage because it has a purpose. Yeah, so maybe like filming that, like I've thought before that like, you know, if I'm ever doing a set that matters and I'm bombing, I would get naked for a laugh. Like I would do, you know, like there's certain times where you just do things. So maybe if I put cameras on me during my difficult moments, obviously not live, I don't have to do anything with it. It might make me feel like have that defensive performer, you know.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's actually that. You know what's funny about that is that might be like that's like
you know,
almost
it's
a form
kind
of therapy.
In
It's
a way
hilarious,
a boiled
you know?
down version of what it is that I was talking about earlier, where my uncomfort with other people's boundaries or lack of boundaries, not connecting with me, and how my mask in the grocery store was doing jokes, and it let me, that's what that is. Once a camera is on you, there is an extra layer. I'm just curious how that would make me feel. I could also imagine I do it and then I forgot to press record and now I can't touch the camera with my hands and then I have a panic attack. So it could go either way.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to you just have to figure out a way to I say I'm gaming more. I've just been working on my Twitch channel and just to feel creative, just to feel like I'm because I like play music and sing songs while I'm playing games and stuff. And it's like before it was just for fun, and now
Erik,
it's
we're gonna cut to a clip of you singing while playing Call of Duty or something shit.
Her beauty and the moonlight overthrew ya. Hallelujah. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching.
I don't remember if we talked about it on a podcast or not, but back in January, Betty was over. I did talk about. Well, instead of talking about it here, we'll just cut to that clip.
Episode. Yeah,
I don't want to find it.
Wait. Let's cut to it.
Yeah, I'm in bed. It's like 2 a.m. Will you send it to me?
Oh, now you don't want to find it?
This podcast will be called "Arguing Over Timestamps."
Oh God.
Yeah. Well, basically, it's funny stuff, man.
Know.
How many episodes did you do today? You said you were recording other podcasts.
Yeah, I did an episode with Clark Duke. Clark's got a movie coming out that he made. He directed, wrote. It's a passion project of his for about 10 years. It's called Arkansas. And he directed and wrote it. And he's got Vince Vaughn, Liam Hemsworth, John Malkovich, and Vivica Fox is the stars of this movie that he...
We'll cut to a clip.
I know, it's really cool. So... I had him on to talk about it. I know.
All right, now, Erik, here's where, when this is over, I'm going to need you to dress up as Liam Hemsworth. And also, when you said Malkovich, and then you went over to... Yeah, but then you said John, as if I would ever mistake it for like Brian Malkovich.
John Malkovich. Oh, you don't know Brian?
We cut to a clip of it.
Cut to... It's just me. It's just me in a wig. It's just me going.
Could you do
Brian
those
Malkovich.
effects?
I told you there was somebody.
live time that you were able to do on Skype right now.
No. I'd have to be recording into a different program. Then I'd be able to do that.
There's really no one way to do what we're doing via satellite. There's so many different technologies and different directions on doing it. If you're screen recording or what program you're using and what cameras you're using. And
oh shit! You know what's funny? I'm sorry I actually could have done that because this program I'm using, you can actually record from the phone. So I actually could have put that on the screen, had that for a moment.
Next time,
I didn't set
we'll have
that
you
up
dress up as your great grandma.
But anyway, another time.
And we'll workshop it. No, that's too.
We'll live call my mom.
But
I know. Sometimes I feel like, do I want to just take a recorder over there and just record but it's like, that's too much. I'm already being too intrusive into my life, into this private thing anyway, even the way I talk about it. So I wouldn't want to do that unless I could find a respectful way to if I just wanted to do something about dementia, if I was going to do it, because I don't, people don't, it's really hard for people to understand, because even talking about it is different from you living the experience. And my girlfriend, Rachel, she understands now because I'll FaceTime my mom in the car with Rachel and she'll hear my mom talk about her grandmother. And then in the same sentence,
Erik, it would be an interesting documentary.
It's just weird,
on its own, just because, so many people probably don't understand it, but for you to do it in a certain way where you could have your fun, but have it be a purpose. And I don't even know where that boundary is. It's not. I don't understand that relationship, but it would be interesting for you to have her on the podcast.
Yeah, it's tough.
You don't have to share it, but just have that interview. And then you could take certain moments of that interview and put those aside and have those be like chapters. And then you could kind of do your documentary based off of that, But that's her business, and that's
maybe it's tough because I even talking about it
I'd
like
imagine,
this made me. I'm feeling something right now. I'm just feeling like, oh man, It's tough. You know, it's tough because
Does
like,
it
the person
come
that
and
you
go?
know
Does
is
it? Are
gone.
there better days?
And that's a tough thing. No, because it's hard for me to say what would be worse, because there are some people who like their parents have full-on Alzheimer, dementia, and they think that it's like a complete crazy world. So that person, you know that this person is not who they are anymore. Is that tougher, or is it tough that my mom has mild dementia and you think that she's
I have
fine,
an analogy.
but she's not?
I have an analogy that I could think of for that.
It's hard to decide,
It's really not
you know?
the same stakes, and I'm not making fun, but this was the math that it made me think of.
It's okay. I make fun.
So it's
I make fun.
It makes
It's
me
okay. I
feel
get it.
like
That's how we deal with things.
I once bowled almost a perfect game. I had the first 10 strikes in a row. I was 2 strikes away from a perfect game. And then I got an 8 and I picked up a spare, bowled a 288.
Right.
Awesome. Best game I've ever bowled. But there is part of me that's like, I was so close and I didn't get it that it made me more mad than if I got like a 200. I wouldn't have even thought of the perfect game. So it's making me think of like, while other people are bowling gutter balls nonstop, you're getting mad because you're getting 9s and spares. Does that make sense? You don't think
somewhat,
you don't think
but
you don't
I
think
don't know if it's
bowling
quite
and getting
quite
a gutter ball
on
is the
the
same
point-
as your
on the
mom
money.
having dementia?
Not really. Dude, when I look at this picture you sent of me with my mustache, and it's so weird that I've now lived without this mustache, you know, the full on for like over a month now. And now I look at pictures of myself with it and I go, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like, was I living in the 70s? It's like, it's an iconic thing for me. Like, you know, everybody's like, oh, the mustache and all this, but not having it, I've been fine with it. You know, but I'm grizzly now, and I kind of like I don't like clean shaven. That I looked crazy.
This is the balance of the
but
man.
I think I like
how
having
long
some
of a beard,
stubble
and
all
how
the
do you
way
make
around.
it look like you didn't try and groom
Yeah.
it? You know, you want to look like a 5 o'clock shadow, but you spent up until 5 o'clock getting it to the right shape. You know. my dad met my mom when he had a
dude.
mustache
Yeah.
and never shaved it until one day he did when I was like, I don't know, 12, you know, like maybe even older. It was after my bar mitzvah, I think. So like, I'm like 14, 15 years old. So my whole life, I've never seen my dad with a mustache. My mom, 30 whatever years. And then he just came downstairs one day without the mustache, as if it wasn't like the biggest change ever. Like he just changed his shirt. Didn't say that he was going to doing it. And it was just a mustache. It's just like you said, it's an identity. It's part, like if we were to do even it is in your silhouette or your cartoon, like you would have Erik, you would have the shape of your face with glasses and a mustache, and that's it. That's all you would see.
Yeah.
Why a mustache?
Yeah, exactly.
Why a mustache?
Exactly.
Why is a mustache something that you decided to have for, how long did you have it?
Forever.
Were you scared?
Like,
Did you ever have
remember
moments where
not
you
having
wanted
a
to shave it,
mustache.
but
That's
you
how
didn't
long
have the
I've had it.
balls?
No. I've always just been like, oh, this is my look. Mustache, glasses, big nose. That's just my look. You know what I mean?
Hey guys, welcome to Take Your Shoes Off podcast. We just cut from Erik
That's where you
posting,
put the
talking about
thing
his
in.
big nose, glasses, and mustache, and he thought I was making fun, but I'm the same way. Glasses, big nose, no mustache. I was more connecting, but his insecurity thought I was making fun.
No, that's why I wish I had the cup over here, the Mr. Potato Head cup. People
Yeah,
already
you know
said,
what
like,
would
now you
be
gotta get
cool
one
is if
without
you
a
did an
mustache.
animation of your cartoon character, and somebody comes over and pulls off the mustache like it's a Mr. Potato Head peg, and there's your upgrade.
I know.
All right, man. I think
my new
this
look.
is it.
Yeah, I agree.
I miss having you. I miss
I
having you
agree.
over here.
did it.
When our podcasts that we've done with you here are some of my favorite. There's you will always make fun of me, and that is big nose, glasses, mustache, and making fun of me. What'd you say?
That's our dynamic.
But yeah,
Yeah, that's our dynamic. I mean, the last episode we did over here was just like, that was one of my favorite episodes to do, and it was just so exhausting. That was just the most exhausting episode. Not just making it, but working on it, because I had to do all that shit. You know what I mean? But it was just like, it's still the finished product.
Yeah, I remember
like,
when we were done. I'm always exhausted after. You know, it's performing. It's draining. But after that episode, it was the most tired I've ever been, and I got sick that day. I don't think it was from your podcast, but like I was so drained from it. And then you're like, Rick, this is going to take me so long to edit. It took like a month to edit. And I watched it, and you did like one flip, and you had like a website come up. I'm like, Erik, I'm making Transformers. And you're saying, you know, what did you... You put my dad's commercial in, but there was no audio, and it wasn't even straight. We'll cut to a clip of you cutting to a clip of Marshall Rugg.
Your dad's rug store?
And it's been going in. It's in Stevie Weeby's podcast and Jeremiah's now. I cut to it and they're putting it in.
Oh, my God. Just send it. I love your dad.
Snap and we're back.
No. The problem was the whole thing I had to tilt to make us straight. And then I forgot to like redo.
Yeah, man.
It was fun. Whatever. It is what it is. All right, man.
You are always down for the bit. You know, like even if you don't like it, you'll still do it. So having that energy that I then get to sit down and edit and show your reaction shot where you're thinking no, but then cut to you doing the dance, you know, I move the chairs out of the way and you doing this shit, and then we cut back, you know, it's a laugh out loud while editing moment. Yeah, and then it literally is
I'm
just.
Never gonna do this, Rick.
Because afterwards I'm like, Erik, listen, I know you don't want to. I'm asking for 15 seconds. You go, fine, you know, but then piecing it together, it's just fun. So
that's why you and Jeremiah. It's like you and Jeremiah and you are like I almost want to have both of you guys together.
I want to. Well, when I had Jeremiah over, we literally got naked. Blur comedy, for example. All right, man. Well, the reason I brought that up is because I miss you, but also doing this podcast with you and the energies. You know, I really enjoyed this conversation with you, and I didn't know all that stuff about your relationship with your mom, and thanks for sharing. But I do miss having you here and playing with you. So when I have you back, we'll make sure you find that shirt so we could do that. A year later, we'll cut to, you know, we're going to look so old. Yeah.
Oh, good grief. Yeah, I know. We're totally different. I have different glasses. Everything is like, it's just the shirt.
Yeah.
It's funny because people think you wore the same outfit on my podcast.
You know what would be funny is because now by the time we could cut back to your couch, it'll be like, you know, a year or two later. We should do a version where we hire kids that look like us to do it. So we actually did this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it has to look like it's mid-90s, though.
Totally
so we give
hilarious.
them, you know.
We should definitely do that.
You know, like a Rugrats T-shirt.
But I always wanted to do that. Like, remember that scene in Aladdin where he's like trying to figure out what to do with the monkey, you know? And he's going, he's
the
snapping.
Genie, not the monkey.
The monkey keeps turning into a car, an elephant, a boom. You know, that's what we should do for that.
Yeah.
The genie was trying to change the monkey into like. And he just kept doing this, and he changed it to all these different things. That's what it should be like, you know.
Yeah.
Like, it would be great to do one snap, and it's Rachel.
Keep in mind, you took you a month to put a crooked, no sound advertisement up on the screen.
Okay. You know
well,
what?
Erik, you can find Erik at Erik Griffin. You know, and then all right, that'll be the music. All right, man. Do me a favor. Will you, with your iPhone, film some reenactment of the towel? Yeah.
I'll try.
All right.
I'll try. I'll tell
Love
Rachel
you.
to
Bye.
film it when she gets back.
That was Erik Griffin.
Yeah, man. Peace.
He's still watching me. It's making me insecure. That was Erik Griffin on Take Your Shoes Off. Make sure to tune in next week when I have somebody else on my TV. Until then, scoot do and subscribe. Hey, Erik.
Yeah, I think you should do that one again. Like it's like your it's like your teleportation landing. That one was like medium. I think you should do bigger energy one more time. And
well, that was Erik Griffin on Take Your Shoes Off. Thank you, Erik, so much for tuning in. Oh, no, I'm a little insecure because he's on my TV. Tune in next week when somebody else is on my TV. I'm hot. hey, Eric, send me this footage so I could, you know what I mean?
All right, we're done.
All right, bye.
I'm gonna stop recording.
Scoot doo, blabbity blue, scoop dee. Oh yeah.